Bond. Ionic bond. Oh wait, that's a science term.
You both know what's at stake here. There isn't much road left. Take the bloody shot.
007 reporting for duty.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death. I only have one question. Why not stay dead? There's no shame in saying you've lost a step.
His name is Bond, James Bond, and he's back on the big screen in the 23rd official Bond film, Skyfall. It's been 50 years since Dr. No hit the big screen, and many actors have played the role over the years, and the series has changed directions several times in order to stay fresh and not get repetitive. And since Daniel Craig took over, the films have become a little more realistic, serious, and gritty, relying less on gadgets and more on our heroes' wits. Craig returns as Agent 007, and I think this film is a lot better than Quantum of Solace, and arguably better than Casino Royale. Without giving too much away, Bond returns from a sub-exile after he sees that MI6, his spy organization's headquarters, have been attacked. He discovers that a former operative played by Javier Bardem is behind it all and is bent on revenge for something that happened in the past. This movie for me was a very fine continuation of the current Bond films as well as a tribute to the Bonds of the past. It's both a current spy movie focusing on terrorism as well as a tribute to the Bond films of long ago, often referred to in humor throughout the film. Director Sam Mendes, I think, crafted a very suspenseful, realistic action thriller, and the film is shot in a darker, gritty, yet photogenic way, and the film is more character and psychological driven than many of the later Bond films, which I personally felt made the characters a little more cardboard-like, with them just going through the motions. We see more of the eternal conflict of Bond, and we also get to see a little bit more of the character of M's life outside the office a little bit. She, again, is played by Judi Dench. And the character of Q is back, and he's played by a younger computer whiz who thinks he knows more than Bond does. This creates a lot of good banter between these two characters. The chase sequences and fights, especially at the beginning, are not as showy as many of today's action films, but I think that's actually a good thing. Director Sam Mendes creates these slower and easier to follow sequences than a lot of the quick cut counterparts. It shows a lot more intensity, and I think it creates a lot more thrills. And the cast is terrific, especially Javier Bardem. I thought he was one of the more memorable Bond villains in the last couple of decades. He is animated, psychotic character, hell-bent on revenge for something that has to do with M, and he kind of reminded me of the Joker from The Dark Knight in a way. The film, I think, will satisfy both the classic Bond fans as well as the new ones, because I think it blends both styles together. The themes throughout the movie include the past and present, you know, new and old, and whether the new ways are better than the old. And I thought this movie was a fun movie that was full of twists and turns, and as well as a tribute to the past Bond films. Either that or just an apology for Quantum of Solace. So I give Skyfall a big see it in theaters rating. So that's my review of the movie. If you have seen the movie, go ahead and post comments about what you thought about it. And by the way, who is your favorite Bond movie? Is it Daniel Craig, or is it one of the more classic Bonds like Sean Connery or Roger Moore or Pierce Brosnan? For me, the best Bond will always be Timothy Dalton. Okay, well, I'll open the floor to you guys. Please leave your comments about what you thought of the movie, as well as who you think your favorite Bond is. And thank you very much for watching.